Hi, thanks for checking out our channel here. This is going to be a third part, hopefully the last part on this repair. There's a little bit about us. All the information is down in the description area if you need to go to our website. Cattlescalerepair.com is another website. It's not on that card, but that's one of our other sites where we talk about our show and tell about our repairs and where we send repairs to for electric fence or cattle scales and low bars and things. Okay, so this is, like I said, part 3 of a video that we're doing to repair a Tru-Test EZi 2. The story behind this unit is the customer that owns it bought this stuff a long time ago, used it a little bit, and then they put it in the storage or put it away, never used it. Then they moved, and in the process of moving, they lost their charge cable that plugs in the side of this right there. And they emailed me or called me or whatever, asked me if I had one. I said, no, they don't make that part anymore. They said, well, can you make us one? I'm like, I can try. So I tried to find this connector. I can't find the male version of this. I'm having a hard time. And I told him, I said, you're going to have to send it here. I'm going to have to make one from scratch, you know, something. Like, well, we really need this thing right now. Like, well, I can't do nothing for you unless I have it here, sort of story. So, so they sent it here. Part 1, we dug out a lot of this stuff. I was trying to get to this connector here on the inside, but it's just so caked up with this red epoxy stuff. I was like, I'm never going to get it out of there. So I talked to him. I was like, well, maybe I can put a connector on the back side here and put it in right back there. A different kind, but it'll work. But I was worried about the bracket. You know, this little area here, he slides onto a bracket. I called or whatever, and they said, oh, we don't have the bracket anymore. We usually just set it on the table. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to drill a hole right there and put it in there. So what we're going to do in this video, we've got the battery, we've got the new battery for it. We had to cut out the old connector that was on the original battery and solder and splice it on in place of the connector that was on the new battery because it was the wrong kind of connector. So that's what it's going to sit right up there. So that part's done. But we're going to do in this video, hopefully we're going to get the new power adapter to plug into the wall to be able to charge the battery, and it's going to go on like this. I'm going to cut this off, put this on, and then we've got to wire in this onto these little wires here. So that's where your charge cable plugs in at right there, and the battery plugs in right there. So I got to figure out what to do first. Alright, so I'm going to get some red and some black wire if I've got it. It's bigger gauge wire, but it'll work. Unless I can... Hey, Dad, you got some little wire I can steal from you? Alright, so I got some green and some yellow. So green we're going to use as our black, and yellow we're going to use as our red. That's what we're going to choose to do here. Alright, so now what we need to do, I've got to solder negative and positives together, but I don't know what terminal on here we're going to use our negative and positive. I think we're just going to solder it on there, and then once we get it all plugged in, we will just solder this, you know, put this on there, and if it doesn't charge, we'll reverse the polarity on the inside of this, and then we have to worry about any more of this. So that should be what we're going to do. Okay, so let's get some solder here. Let's get this party started. tip's dirty. Alright. Alright, I got a positive and negative soldered on there, and I've actually picked, these are labeled, or yeah, they have a 1 and a 2 stamped on them. So I picked one is my positive, black is, or 2 is my negative, so that's what I'm going to do on this one once I figure out the polarity. And inside this thing, but I don't have any heat shrink small enough for this small wire, so we're going to just wrap it in electrical tape real good, so that way they don't touch. Alright, so let's get this battery installed. I guess it's going to go right here, I think. Where the hell is the battery hide at? So what we're going to have to do, this screw back here is not going to be able to go into it because there's just no room. All the other screws should go in it just fine. And I think the battery sits right there. Take this ribbon cable back into its little slot here. Get it in there. There we go. Look, see, it comes on. All right, and off. All right. So far so good. So let me just lift this out of the way real quick. So 1 positive, 2 negative. Plug the battery for just a second. I'll get this back. I don't want any spare voltage touch anything. It shouldn't be touched as I'm moving things around. Plug that in. Do something different here. So I'm trying to put the case on there, and this little thing right here needs to go right there, and the wires are coming through that little hole there. Let's see if I can unplug this. Just pour it out of the way. Sit right there. And we can tuck that down like that. This come through a little slot right there. Nope. Alright. Alright, still so far so good, so we're doing alright. Case goes back together. So now we need to do this. Okay. Where am I at time? 16 minutes, okay. Cut that off. Take this thing apart. Alright, so one. I think we said the red was 1 for positive. So we're going to solder this up. I need a third hand helper here. Hold this connector when the time comes. Alright, which one's 1? 1 is this one, so we want to do it this side up. Okay. Alright, before we put this connector all together, let's plug this thing in. Plug this into the wall. There it goes. Little bolt. Oh, bolt. What the hell does that mean? I got the wrong kind of 6 volt. Maybe I need more. Let me test this real quick. Maybe I need more voltage on that thing, because its amp rating is 2 amps. That should be plenty of charge for it. Let's see what the actual output voltage is on that deal here. .2. Why does it say low volt? Or L volt, what the hell that means? Alright, so 1 is positive. Check this, make sure we got that right. So I got the polarity backwards by accident. 1, no, it's correct. Well, I need to play around with this some more. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if I got the wrong kind of a power adapter, because it's a 6 volt battery inside this thing, and this thing's putting out 6.2 volts. Maybe it's got to be like 7 volts, something like that. I need just a higher voltage deal. So let me do some search around here, see what I got in my stock, and then we'll have to make this a part 4 deal.